Now at 3, authorities identified the SWAT officer hurt in yesterday's standoff and shooting at the Four Seasons hotel building in Midtown. Authorities say Officer Jonathan Caporaso sustained non-life-threatening injuries yesterday morning. That shooting led to an hours-long standoff between a retired doctor and officers. Here's Atlanta News First reporter Sarah Hammond.
The GBI is now telling us that a SWAT sniper hit the suspect before police took him into custody. And police say that 70-year-old Jay Berger shot 3 different weapons from his residence up on the 33rd floor. And police were telling people yesterday to stay inside to stay safe. But a very different scene out here now, 24 hours later. Nicole Borsch says Tuesday started out as a normal day in her office across from the Four Seasons Hotel until their building went on lockdown because of an active shooter in the area.
You could hear the sirens everywhere, but we really didn't know what was going on.
The Georgia Bureau of Investigation now says this all started when a resident, now identified as 70-year-old Jay Berger, began throwing items in the hallway of his 33rd floor residence. When the manager went up to check, the GBI says Berger pointed a gun at them. That's when the manager called police just after 10 a.m., citing a mental health crisis. Once Atlanta police officers arrived, the GBI says Berger barricaded himself inside his apartment and began firing through the walls at SWAT officers. One officer returned fire. They say another SWAT officer was injured, possibly by shrapnel. That's when Berger went out to his balcony and fired additional shots and began throwing things off the balcony, including a weapon, according to Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum. The GBI says at some point a SWAT sniper fired at Berger and officers took him into custody. Shearbaum says Berger fired at least 15 shots and miraculously no bystanders were hurt. Both Berger and an Atlanta police officer were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Borsch points out this is not the first time there has been an active shooter near her building in Midtown.
3 times in 3 years we were counting yesterday.
Though she says this time she's glad everyone is okay.
I'm just really glad that nobody was injured, and I hope the man gets the help he needs. And Atlanta, the first responders did a great job.
We know that Berger is an ophthalmologist who has lived in this building since the 90s, but in some newly released 911 calls, the resident manager here tells dispatchers that Berger was known to have episodes like this. He also said he was known to have guns and Nazi paraphernalia inside of his residence. At the Four Seasons Hotel, I'm Sarah Hammond for Atlanta News First.